Hey everyone, Chris here, the RC Geek, coming to you from the shop, and today we're talking about the E-flite T-28 Trojan. Now this is a re-release of the old parkzone, which was an iconic model. I think back in the day everybody had one and they were a blast. So this is an updated version of that. It's got smart, which means you got telemetry, and also this one comes capable of 4S out of the box. Which is a nice performance upgrade. The original was a white and orange. They've gone with yellow on this one, which I really like. It's got a nice glossy finish to it. But otherwise, you know, the model is very much the same and I love it. In terms of the assembly, you can have this model together in about 10 minutes at the most. You pop the wing on, screw that into place. You got to connect your aileron connectors there, and then you pop your landing gear into place. And make sure you get that nose wheel nice and tight. There's a set screw on there. You want to make sure you get nice and tight. The mains just pop into place. You slide the tail in. You use 2 pieces of tape to hold that tail there. And that's it. And it's ready to go. Now for the batteries, I'm using the Generation 2 smart packs. I've got a 4S 2200 and a 3S 2200, and I'll show you flight performance with both of those. It flies great on 3S, but it's a whole lot of fun on 4S. You got a nice performance boost out of it. Now the model itself is a great candidate for a trainer if you're looking for something of that sort. This is a great candidate, and the nice thing is now if you've got the NX radio, you can actually set up safe and all of that through the forward programming menu, which really simplifies things a lot. Now you go into the forward programming, you select safe, and then you assign the channel that you want to turn it on. And then from there, once you've assigned that channel, you have to go into your channel assignment menu, which is in the extended menus, and then you select the switch that you want to that channel. And that's it, and that sets up safe. Now if you don't have that capability, you know, there's 2 different bind procedures. That's all the same. And I do have a discussion talking about safe that I did a while back. I've got a link in the corner of the video. You can check that out if you want to know some of my tips and tricks for getting the most out of safe. Now flying the model, this is such a fun little airplane. It's just an absolute blast to have at the field. Aerobatics, it'll do it all. It doesn't snap roll very well, but it's got a nice long flat glide to it. So one of the things you should be aware of, because of that, it can take a little while for the airplane to slow down on the landings. So what I like to do is I'll actually get the nose up to slow the airplane down and actually use my power to control the descent rate on the approach versus doing a flat glide in kind of approach. That's kind of more of an advanced way to do it, but it will slow down really nicely. Now in terms of my setup, you know, I like to have a nice responsive airplane to do all kinds of aerobatics. The airplane will do loops, rolls, any of that all day long. It does a beautiful knife edge too, especially on 4 cells. But for the controls on the ailerons, I've got 10 millimeters up and down with 13% expo. On the elevator, 8 millimeters up and down with 25% expo, and on the rudder 12 millimeters left to right with 10% expo. And I do want to mention with the NX radios, they have a whole database on the radio itself for different models, so it's extremely easy to set this up. If you go into to add a new model, you select add BNF, and from the list you select PKZ T-28 for parkzone T-28, and that is the model for this airplane, and you should be good to go. And it's super simple, and that's how I ended up setting my rates. I pulled it in, and I have multi rates on for elevator and aileron, and so this is where I ended up. Now for the CG, I'm at 70 millimeters as measured from the root leading edge aft. And I CG the airplane with my fingertips there. It's level. I do it upside down on this one just because it's easier. You can do it right side up, upside down. It really doesn't matter. And so I just do what's easiest for the model. Now with the 3S and the 4S batteries, I have those slid all the way forward in the little battery nook they have inside the fuselage. The 4S pack I have laid down on its side and push all the way forward, and then the 3S pack I have standing vertically, and I did add a piece of Velcro in there just to keep it secure for the 3S pack, because using the 4-cell, it did kind of loosen up the foam in there a bit. So you may want to look at that if you're using both batteries. And with the G2 batteries, you don't have the balance plug there, which makes placing the battery extremely simple. When I was using the G1 pack, that balance plug would get in the way sometimes. But you do have to have a Spectrum charger to use the G2 packs. All right, so let's take this out to the field. I'll give you 2 flights. First flight is on 3 cells. Second flight is on 4 cells. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap this up.
Now another point here. There's all these little tricks you can do with one of them.
Any lead in that one?
Not an ounce. Nothing.
Not an ounce. Hold on.
I mean, there's even a spot for a servo inside there.
That's a good looking bird, Steve. Is that a FMS one?
Yeah, there he drives
Like the last, that's the last thing to look forward to is 25 years of age. But after that, it's nothing. You get insurance.
Well, it's out.
Yeah, we spent 4 days in a little canyon.
They only wrote me up on license plate.
Perfect. No. We went.
I need to get one now, right?
From where we were.
That's like great.
It's all popped off the aluminum frame. I gotta push that back
The only
out.
time
Yeah,
I
it's
use
nothing.
that in, well, you're doing it because
No trick here. Another one?
they were hung on it. I can tell you. More than anything, you know, generally in the pattern on a plane. It was his way. Because I'm like, I was calling for you to help, and you were like, see it, and he's like, he goes, okay, I got it. I mean, but it took a good 15, 20 seconds.
Hey, David, I need a land.
You're good? Well, I added the white on the tail. Yeah, I got
Need a push? Need the sun, yeah. I think so. Launching.
Are you looking?
Yeah. Right. Go ahead and do it. Two gentlemen down here are more than happy to help me out. The second time, took a couple tries. Bounce down the runway. Of course, I'm flying at 5,000 feet.
Back that up. First time coming in here, just checking it out.
All right, guys, there we have the E-flite T-28. This is an extra smart trainer. If you're in the market for a trainer, I highly recommend it. It's a great flying airplane, and it's pretty forgiving, both structurally and flight characteristically. If you're beginning or if you're even an advanced flyer, you can do all kinds of maneuvers with it. And just throw it around and have some fun. The yellow paint scheme, it looks good on the model. It really pops in the sky. No problem seeing it at all, which makes that really nice as well. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this review helpful. Don't forget to follow along on social media at the RC Geek. Subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you at the field.